Hi, how are you doing? My name is Rohit and I'll be breaking down the 59th match of this year's IPL, which saw the Gujarat Titans taking on the Chennai Super Kings in Ahmedabad. And with their season on the line, the Gujarat Titans put up an absolute performance of a lifetime. Centuries from both openers, Sai Sudarshan and Shubman Gill. A 210 run opening stand, tying the record for the biggest opening stand in IPL history, and a total of 231 that ultimately proved too much for the Chennai Super Kings. The Gujarat Titans win this match by 35 runs, and they keep their season alive. And again, it just goes back to an opening stand of 210 in just 18 overs for GT. Sai Sudarshan and Shubman Gill were just hitting the ball at will. It didn't matter where it was pitched. It could have been an outside off, on the pads, full and straight. It didn't matter because they would find gaps or they would just deposit it into the stands. CSK just looked absolutely helpless. Yes, was CSK's fielding poor? Absolutely. There were a lot of drop catches, there were misfields, overthrows that led to extra runs. But ultimately, those didn't really matter because when you have two players playing proper cricketing shots and just scoring at will, it's going to take a minor miracle to get either of them out. And Tushar Deshpande delivered that minor miracle in the 18th over, and again, by that point, too little too late. So that was insane, to say the least, from Gujarat. And after 15 overs, Gujarat was at 190 without loss. CSK did exceptionally well in that final five to restrict Gujarat to 231, or else CSK was probably going to be looking at somewhere upwards of 260, 270. But again, then you go to CSK's innings, and CSK losses in the power play. Gujarat absolutely dominated CSK in the power play, running Rachan Ravindra out in the first over, getting Ajinkya Rahane out the very next ball in the first ball of the second over. So, and here's the thing, that first over for GT, they only gave up 2 runs. So, in 7 balls, you only give up 2 runs, and both openers are back in the dugout. You're already in a big, big hole as a team. And CSK, things just went from bad to worse. Ruturaj Gaikwad holds out to square leg, where Rashid Khan takes an absolute screamer of a catch on the boundary, hops up, grabs it with one hand, doesn't touch the boundary, throws it back into the field of play, and he doesn't touch the boundary rope the entire time. Catches it cleanly. Ruturaj Gaikwad is out for a duck. And at least in Ruturaj's case, that's a shot that 9 times out of 10 goes into the stands. Today was just that 10th time. But a lot of CSK's issues started with just poor match awareness from their openers. Ajinkya Rahane just could not get bat on ball at all today, and he was struggling mightily. When you only give up 2 runs in the first over as a bowling side, you're thinking, good, we can keep this momentum. As a batting side, especially as a batting side that's chasing a total upwards of 200, 220, you do not have to really think to yourself, okay, we've had a bad over, we have to make it good. No, sometimes those bad overs will happen. But it's a matter of, can you cut your losses, and do you have the match awareness to say, okay, we're going to live to fight another day, let's take on someone else. And instead of just living to fight another day, Rachan Ravindra calls for a run on the last ball of the first over, and a brilliant piece of fielding from David Miller sees the end of his innings, and things just unravel from there. Poor match awareness from CSK put them in a hole way too early, and despite Daryl Mitchell and Moeen Ali's best efforts, half centuries from both of them, and a really solid partnership that got CSK relatively close, ultimately it was just too much. The run rate just kept climbing. They both got out trying to accelerate. Shivam Dube and Ravindra Jadeja also struggled, and if it wasn't for MS Dhoni at the end, 26 from 11, CSK's net run rate would have taken an absolute massive hit. It still took a solid hit, because they were at 0.7 coming into today. They dropped to 0.491, which is still in the positives, and still well ahead of the other teams at 12 points, LSG and Delhi. So, in terms of a net run rate standpoint, CSK is still in a very strong position. However, because of this loss, CSK does not have the margin for error that they originally had. Had they won this match, they would have gone up to number 3 on net run rate, and also at 14 points, meaning they would have been out of the 12-point logjam. And again, with positive net run rate and being at 3rd, that gives them an even bigger cushion. But instead, they're now at 4th at 12 points, with 2 teams at 12 points behind them, and a lot of those teams are going to start playing within each other. And so things could get dicey, but for now, CSK is sitting at 4th. They have a short turnaround. They have to play Rajasthan on Sunday. And so when you have a short turnaround, you just got to put this game behind you and just start with a clean slate. For Gujarat, yes, they won. They're now at 8 points. Mathematically, they're still alive. They need a lot to go their way, and more importantly, they need more big wins like today. And not only do they need more big wins, but they need to be massive, because CSK got a bit of a net run rate sort of mitigation, but for Gujarat, they needed that net run rate boost badly if they still want to keep their very slim mathematical odds alive. And Gujarat, they still don't have a margin for error. They have to win out. And so they still got 2 games to go. If they can get to 14 and a few results go their way, who knows? But yeah, that's it for me. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe. I'll be back for the next one. Have a good one.